Some people think it's funny, but it's really hot and runny. Diarrhea.
Yeah, when you're walking down the road, but you really need a commode, diarrhea.
I don't know why we don't have more listeners.
And now, CheezWits.
Uh-oh, you froze up.
Hello.
There you go.
Hello, Jess.
Hello.
That's so weird because I was going to say you froze up.
But you froze up.
No,
You froze. You frozen. I remember when Frozen was a big movie.
I was just about to start singing Let It Go.
Yes. My granddaughter, Daphne, had a Build-A-Bear with and she used to sit. So she had her Build-A-Bear that had the Frozen soundtrack in the hand because it wasn't Frozen, it was Frozen.
Oh.
She had the Frozen, and she would sit at the dinner table with her Frozen dress on that had lights on it, and she'd squeeze it, and she'd touch you with the lights blinking, and you had to freeze. And she truly believed she was freezing you.
That's what I just did at dinner last night, too.
Really? Who did you have dinner with, Jess?
I'm not telling, but the person is currently frozen, so.
You know what? Now that's something I don't find hard to believe, that you get a freezer full of frozen something.
I see Zach Morris standing there going, time out. And then he's just frozen and Jess is telling a story with her big blonde pompadour.
I can see Jess with that. I can see Jess with a big blonde pompadour.
Can you really?
And a freezer frozen full of frozen somethings.
Full of things.
Full of things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure what kind of things, but things nonetheless.
Did you guys see the other day I posted a meme that said something like, stop using plastic skeletons because naturally sourced are better for the environment?
I mean, it's true.
And jackass who's mad about... So the company that owns... The company I work for also owns Podcast One. Podcast One just went public. There's a whole thing with the comedian Theo Von and Podcast One, which I found out about this morning because some jackass commented on my post about skeletons that the company that I work for is robbers and Theo Von needs his millions back. And I was like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? So I had to go Google it, and Theo Von's, I don't know, he thinks he's owed money. I don't know the story. To me,
I don't know who Theo Von is. I'm sorry. Maybe
neither do I. I'm like, who the fuck are you talking about?
Comedian Theo Von. Come on, Chris. Shut up.
He's a moderately funny comedian.
I apologize. You know,
however,
I was too busy listening to my Jack McMurphy albums. Okay, then.
Podcast One is... So this guy coming on my Instagram post that has nothing to do with the company I work for to bitch about the company I work for is like going to KFC and screaming at the dishwasher because Taco Bell screwed up your order and won't give you your money back. Like, it's this... We have nothing to do with that. And my coworker Raymond is getting angry comments on his Instagram posts too.
So what I think, no, I don't think. Yes, what I do think is you need to pull a couple of strings with Podcast One, and get the old CheezWits on, and then have them say, "Hey, this is the best podcast going."
Well, no,
you don't think so?
Since they are
never mind.
Since they're technically we're on. Our podcast is hosted on the Podcast One hosting thing. I don't know whether we show up in Podcast One, but Podcast One back end system is where we host our podcast.
Oh, how about that? So now tell me who is this Theo guy?
He's just a comedian. He's just
Does he tell jokes?
Apparently.
Chris, do you know who he is? Is he and your dad going on tour?
No. My dad is actually going on tour with Fuck McFuckerson.
Oh, that's going to be
they're
a
going to
good
be together
show.
for a long time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Telling me.
It's going to be a good show.
Jody says that's her friend. Now I understand why we sleep in separate rooms.
What's her friend?
Her buddy is
McFuckerson?
Fuck McFuckerson.
Yes. Yes, her and Fuck McFuckerson are apparently shacking up somewhere.
Everybody likes Fuck
Chris,
McFuckerson.
How old's your dad going to be?
82.
Wow.
Really?
82, yep.
Well, happy birthday to your dad.
Yeah, happy birthday to your dad. Just, it boggles my mind that I have an opportunity, that there's a possibility I could reach 82. If I continue to degenerate, to degrade at the pace that I have been recently, I will be drooling in about 6 months.
Same.
I am in some weird, bad trouble. Yeah, I don't foresee me, because your dad sounds like a rather spry, energetic, very mobile fellow.
Let's not suck each other's dick, okay?
No, but would that be accurate?
No. Dad is older and slow, and
me too.
It's
Me three.
He's it's hard to describe. You see your parents getting on there, as my dad once said, at the end of our usable lives. So he's a fucking wordsmith, isn't he?
Yes, I've got a sticker on the back of me that Hannaford put on my back too, that says,
"Oh my God,
purchase by, use by," and the date is quickly coming, I'm sure. Wouldn't
that be great if you knew when the end was coming? Like for your last 6 months, you could say goodbye to everybody and then totally take all of your money and go to Vegas and say, fuck it.
Yeah, it makes you think, like, you remember the movie Soylent Green?
Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Soylent Green is people. What a fucking movie. Imagine if it almost feels like we're heading towards that kind of space sometimes.
No, we're heading towards idiocracy.
Mm-hmm.
Idiocracy. This is idiocracy. We're all going to be drinking fucking Brondo and jerking off to, fucking Hardee's or Carl's Jr. Carl's Jr. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Or what was the other restaurant there that Fuddruckers slowly turned into butt fuckers?
Yeah, Fudd. Has anybody ever been? I've never even seen a Fuddruckers.
Oh my God, it's so good.
When I was in California, and I mean, I was probably 12 or 13 the last time I've been to a Fuddruckers. So to me, it was the most magical place ever. But what it really was just you do the work yourself. Here's a hamburger, go put the shit on it that you want.
Which is fine, because you know what? I want to dress my burger. I don't want some fucking little, high school boy back there, doing whatever the fuck he does with his right hand while he's putting, lettuce and onions on my burger in the left hand.
That same kid's cutting the stuff that goes on the burger bar anyway.
Well, wouldn't you rather, though, trust everybody else's sneezes?
I don't know.
Instead of the employees.
If that's an issue, I'm not going to a restaurant in the first place. Like, I don't go to a restaurant to do my own work.
That's why I now avoid going to the melting pot. If you're going to charge me $100 for a couple, you're not going to bring me raw fucking cubed meat. You're going to fucking cook it for me.
Oh man,
that's part of the experience. Fondue,
are you talking about fondue?
Or fondant as it is in my family.
I will tell you that until 3 years ago, we had a fondue pot, and we were absolutely, Jody and I, it was an ongoing joke with us. Fondue, it's coming back.
Fondue, that's really great. Are there no bathrooms in your house, and does Alice wait on all the kids?
Oh no,
a fucking fondue set. Jesus Christ Almighty! Your AstroTurf backyard as well.
I went through this phase. You fucking fucknut. I went through this phase of where I really liked old nostalgic kitchen shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I would go to fucking yard sales. I went through the phase for about 15 years.
That's a
And I
hell
would
of
go
a
to yard-
phase.
Yeah, I know, right? I would go through yard sales, and if I saw like this old shit, like the Presto Magic Burger Maker, you remember that fucking thing?
Yep.
It made one burger at a time. It was the precursor to the George Foreman make 4 burgers.
Mm-hmm.
It was the one burger maker, and then they turned that into the, I don't know, the make your own fucking McMuffin thing. You remember that one that was out for a while?
I think I got one of those for my stepfather at one point.
Oh, you know,
my.
that's the kind of gift you get somebody that you don't give a fuck about. Hey, here.
No. That's when the steak knives from Longhorn come in, when it's a gift that you really don't give a fuck.
Oh,
you know.
So
my Lord. But now I got a picture of Wally sitting there in his kitchen, fucking, rubbing his pud to pictures of Ron Popeil.
Man, I am telling you now, not Ron Popeil, but I am telling you, I have a whole room I would bring you, but our pantry, we have a pantry room that is full of kitchen accessories, pots and pans, like all clad, high end, fucking fabulous, and then little pieces of weird shit. Like I like a pressure cooker, but I use a manual pressure cooker. I use a pressure cooker quite often.
Not these newfangled ninjas?
No, I don't think we have a Ninja. No, we don't have a Ninja. Not a Ninja cooker. I do have a Ninja food processing thing, but I don't ever use it.
I think we finally got our answers here, Jess, by the way.
What's that? What answer?
We finally have our answers. Power's going out at Wally's house. I don't know why the power's out. I just put the KitchenAid on my pecker, though.
Oh, I have a KitchenAid, my friend.
I bet the fuck you do.
Yeah, I want to show you something.
Yeah, I bet it is a KitchenAid. Jesus, you fucking apple pie too with that thing?
This is a new pillow. We got a new couch.
Wow.
Ooh.
Oh, man, it is so fabulous. And so we've had it now, I think, for a week. And this is the most common phrase right now in our house in the couch area. Get off the couch. Get off the couch. Get off the couch. Don't get on the couch. We're trying to keep the dog off the couch.
Good luck with that. I just put blankets on my new couch so that the dogs can be on it. And when there's actually people going to sit on it, then I can pull the blankets off and go wash them. But I just got a new recliner, and the dogs haven't figured out yet that it's comfortable.
A lazy boy?
It's not no, it's from Ashley Furniture. It's just a Ashley Furniture brand, whatever.
Right.
Recliner.
There's nothing wrong with Ashley.
No.
It's not like you got it from fucking Value City or anything.
What's that?
So it's not like she got it from fucking Value City down on East Market Street.
I bought furniture there when I lived in Frederick.
There you go.
Then it's Ashley with an I. We've got Ashley here. ASHLI. Ashley.
When I got the delivery package, of course, and I get a text message from Jenny, the AI helper, who wants to confirm my delivery date, sends me a link that doesn't open. But then Jenny thankfully also emailed me so I could open the link on my computer. And then the day of the delivery, Jenny texts me at 7 a.m. and says, hey, your stop number, 10. And they're going to be there sometime between 9:45 and 12:45. Okay, cool. At 8:30, Jenny texts me and says, your drivers are coming to you next, and they're going to be there in 1 hour. 20 minutes later, they pulled up in front of the house with the chair. Now, I'm all for being early. That's fine, except that they told me it was going to be an hour. I could have been at 10 minutes to 9 in the morning. I could have been in the shower thinking I had plenty of time for them to take my shower before they got here. Thankfully, I was not.
Yeah. That's the AI. Speaking of, you reminded me of something when you said the texting. I got a text. Have you gotten this text yet? Either one of you? The text that says you have something at the United States Postal Office, and they cannot deliver it to you. Please click on this link and give us your information so we can finish the delivery. And then at the very top of this text, it gives you a phone number, which starts +44, which is England.
That's got to be Chris's friend from mainland China that was calling him the other day.
I looked at the 44 because I believe it's Great Britain.
Oh.
And then
I actually I got one of those the other day. I'm actually looking through my list for it right now. It's on here somewhere.
That's what I was just doing, looking for, but I deleted it. I was concerned.
Well, now I got to check my spam and my spam part of my texts.
Yeah, it's a new way. It's a new whatever. I don't know if that's phishing or whatever the other.
Well, it is because you go to the website. So I clicked the link and I went to the website. I said, okay, well, let's see what the fuck happens.
What does it ask you for?
It asks you to confirm your delivery address to see if the delivery can be made today. So I put in 123 Fuck You Lane in Fuckersville, Ohio, and made up a zip code and hit the submit button. It says, good news, we can deliver your package in 2 hours. Please put your credit card information in here.
Oh, that's so did it says it asks you for your credit card information?
Yep.
Oh, it's so fucking good. It is so fucking good. So what I've decided to do the next time I get one of those is for the people who I just fucking hate in life, and I really don't hate anybody yet, I am going to save that and save their address to send them whatever it is. Remember back in the day?
I could give you some information. I'm just.
I bet you could. Website Annie. Back in the day when you used to, like, this is old school pranking, right? Back in the day, you would send, and this is nothing other than pranking. And Chris may have done this. You would send certain magazines to friends. Mm-hmm. If they pissed you off. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Certain magazines, nudie magazines. I'll use my old school vernacular, my old man vernacular. Nudie magazines.
Between this and Soylent Green, Wally, how the fuck old are you?
Or same-sex enjoyment magazines. You would send fucking whatever you could find. Big butts, galore to so and so. Also, we used to send fake names to people, letters with fake names on them of like just heinous people in life from Adolf Hitler, and give an address on the back of it.
Well, these days that you can actually order an envelope full of glitter to be sent to people.
Oh, now this happened to me.
Oh, did it?
So I get a package in the mail.
It wasn't me, I swear.
This package, but I turned around and did it to somebody else though too. But the package comes in the mail and it's labeled on the box as super big dildo. Okay.
Fantastic.
So I open the box up and I'm like, wonder what the fuck this is. And I wonder if it's a suit. And so I open it up and there is a
hoping.
There's open up the box. It's got a tube in there. I'm like, oh my God, this is a fucking dildo. So I put the video camera on. I said, you know what? Whoever sent this to me is going to want to see whatever this is. So I put the camera on me. I'm trying to open this thing. It takes me about 45 seconds to get all the tape off of it. And I get the top open and boom, it's spring loaded.
And like those snakes.
It is about 2,000 glitter dicks. And it just fucking went everywhere. Just fucking everywhere. It's still picking them up 6 months later. Just they were fucking everywhere. They were in the spider webs. They were in the fucking the window curtain. I mean, they were everywhere. They were everywhere. So I had this guy that kind of fucked me on one of my radio station deals. Real fucking lib. I mean, so far to the left, it makes fucking, Jimmy Carter look like he's on the right. And this guy, he, whatever he did, he just pissed me off. And we don't speak anymore. I said, how did I get this fucker? How can I get? So I sent him, through one of these prank websites, the Trump 2024 re-election kit. And it says, thank you for signing up and your pledge of support to Donald J. Trump. And this big and when he opened it, it was a whole bunch of fucking little Donald Trump glitters that went everywhere.
Oh, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
It's fucking awesome. You know what? I may bring that back. So the key, of course, to sending these is when I would send prank stuff, I would send a box to my friend in another state, sometimes across the country, and say, hey, please drop this in the mail. So they couldn't really attribute it to me because it was coming from California and not Massachusetts or Vermont or wherever I was living at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have to go in joint venture with people to do to do these things. Chris, I love that you've participated in mail order pranking.
It's the best thing because you send it.
It really
is
the
to
best
somebody,
federal crime you could commit.
You give them the money and they send it from their address.
Yeah.
So you're not even fucking involved.
No, you're not. You have no idea.
But I see this fucker in my head pacing around. Goddamn motherfuckers. Why do they send me this shit in the goddamn mail? And I don't want Trump. I don't know why these fucking people think that I want Trump. I got to open this up and I'm going to send it back to him and boom.
Yeah, you've got to that's the guy you got to get on a mailing list because now if you send somebody something like that, they get on a mailing list.
Yeah,
somehow they get on a mailing. If you sign up for if you sign them up for something on a website, they are going to get fucking every fucking conservative, Trump, anything from everybody.
I took it a step further once. And
I can't believe that.
Friend of me? How could I do that? I was after I was done managing the religious stations for Salem here in DC. The general manager really just set me the wrong way. So I subscribed him to like every male porn magazine and had them delivered to the office. I mean, it was like 6 or 7 of them. It cost me several $100s to do this, but I'm like, this is fucking worth it because I'm waiting for the receptionist. Oh, Tom, here's your mail and here's your copy of Harry Wiener magazine. Enjoy. I mean,
your copy of Big Junk came in.
Can you imagine that? Oh my God. And this is the guy that if there was ever something wrong at the radio station and, I would, I'm Chris Roth. I go nuts. So, well, you need to have grace. Well, have grace on your Harry Wiener magazine, bitch. Enjoy that. Yeah, fuck.
It's so the magazine trick is one of the best. The magazine prank. It's one of the best pranks of all time. Mm-hmm. It just is because you can do it now. You can do it without attributing it to yourself at all. You go online, you do a little thing. Next thing you know, somebody's got big dicks in the asshole magazine, and someone at the front desk, like Chris says, is saying, "Bob, here's your big dicks in the asshole magazine." I love it. I love it. But I'm not sure people think that way anymore. I'm not sure people think in a humorous way. Some people might not find it humorous to send somebody a big dicks or floppy tits magazine. They might say like your body shaming.
I like floppy tits magazine. I could read that for the articles.
Yeah, of course we all read it for the most famous. We'll find out. The most famous of all the writers of the reading stuff in a magazine would be Xavier Hollander. Would we agree?
Maybe.
Do you remember? Do you know someone more prevalent than Xavier Hollander? I believe was the name used for a ghostwriting person in Penthouse magazine back in the day.
Okay.
Penthouse magazine showed much more than Playboy. Oh, Jess knows. Look at her.
I had a friend that actually did write for one of those magazines, and he used the name like Mike Raffune. And I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? He says, I don't know. It just came to me one night. I'm like all those guys coming on those girls in your magazine. All right, I got you there.
One of my favorite, and those magazines had some of the best comics in them and great comic writers who would do comic scenes. One of my most favorite of all time that I can remember from when I was like 14 years old was Lois Lane on her knees begging Superman in Screen 1 to blow him. Screen 2 has Superman saying, "No, Lois, you don't want to blow me. You can't blow me. It won't be good for you, Lois. Screen 3 shows Superman jerking off, pointing at his dick at a wall. Lois again begging him. Last screen, Superman blowing a load against the wall, and the wall just comes apart, just shatters holes all over the wall. Lois thanks him and goes on. It just, that kind of writing, I think, is lost, but fucking awesome. It's just funny. It's creative. You don't think so, Jess?
No. Because first of all, it's. I mean, obviously, a man created that comic, but that's such a man thing that the premise is that a woman is begging to blow him.
Oh, it could have been a man. It was just the idea of it. It wasn't sexual in nature.
It wasn't,
or sexist in nature.
It wasn't
sexist in nature.
Sexual in nature. He just wanted a cum job.
I don't
it's
mean
all
that
right.
it was sexist. I mean that it was obviously a male fantasy because that shit doesn't happen.
Really? You haven't been in my house.
Yeah, me either.
Lord.
You haven't been in his house either,
They call
Wally?
me the construction guy.
I'm sorry, what?
No, I have not been in Chris's house.
Thank you. I'm yes.
I have not been in Chris's house, but whatever goes on there sounds fun. I would like to come.
Yeah, I bet you
ding.
Good for you.
Yahtzee.
Okay, so Chris, I would like to know about the bowling. So, is this pro am tour? Do you go on? Do you do this every week?
And you're in the summertime, yeah, but in the winter, it's less and less.
And there's money to be won?
Yeah. I mean, usually 2,500 first place, maybe a little bit more.
God damn.
Yeah, but I
gotta find something like that. But you're probably playing against people who do this. Like, do they travel around the country and do this? You don't have to travel around the country, I assume.
I travel up your direction, but not quite that far. I mean, I go to Rhode Island every once in a while. But that's about it.
There's a duck pin lane up here, and I think it's Old Orchard Beach. They have it might be like 10 lanes.
Really?
Yeah. I believe it's at Old Orchard Beach. I'll ask Jody, but yeah.
Let me know. We'd love to find another duck pin bowling alley.
And I think it's more of a novelty. I'm not sure it's open out of season. And season is of course done by now. By the way, fucking summer goes away, and now it's 90 for 4 days in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Not here.
What the fuck is that? What? You not there?
Mm-mm. No, it's been in the low 60s when I wake up in the morning, and
shut the fuck up.
The last week or so, it's been a high of about 80, 82.
No, we got air conditioner.
Temperature here 75 right now and raining.
Oh,
no, we have none of that.
It's 82 right now.
It's been so fucking hot and humid here. Like not, and I'm going to tell you, we had
taking one for the team.
We had 3 or 4 days in a row where it was 90 yesterday, 88, and 90 the day before, 90 the day before.
We're in fake fall here now in Tennessee. We get fake fall for a couple of weeks, and then right around Halloween, it'll be like 90 again.
Yeah, so back in the day, we would have called that Indian summer. I don't know what we call it anymore. I know. I know. What do they call it now? Fake summer?
This is now bonus summer. This is now bonus summer. You cannot say, Wally. You certainly cannot ever say again Indian summer.
Yeah, I don't know what they call it now. I'm even sounding like an old fucking guy.
Is it Native American summer?
I don't know what the fuck I don't know what you call it.
Speaking of Wally being an old guy, Chris, did you see that commercial I sent?
Yeah, you know what?
Which one? Which commercial was it?
Lest anybody think we like each other.
It was for some insurance company. Well, I don't know why car insurance companies have the best commercials.
Liberty Mutual.
Okay, so it's for Liberty Mutual, and it's like a daughter and a mother, and the mother says she's going to put a note on her phone, and she writes it on a sticky note and sticks it to the top of her phone.
And she associates that with me, of course.
This is Wally. And I
That
posted
should
it on
not
the
shock
CheezWits
anybody.
Facebook page, but Facebook isn't letting anybody see it, so it got no reaction.
Speaking of Liberty Mutual, so Liberty Mutual is my insurance company, as it so happens.
Where's our endorsement?
Yeah, well, here, those beautiful motherfuckers at Liberty Mutual. So for the last, I think, 6 years, we have been involved in a lawsuit. Jody and I, we've been being sued because there was an incident at one of our rental properties. Our tenant child had some friends over, and a friend slipped on the last step coming down the stairs and fell. And we were being sued for, $1.5 million because my kid will never be the same. And it just got done and over with, and they got nothing. Fuckers.
Nice.
Ta-da.
Well, as it turns out, the mom did more damage to the kid than falling down the stair did to the kid. The kid slipped off the front, and the wind got knocked out of him. Like will happen if you've ever had the wind knocked out of you. It's it's.
Yeah.
She started administering CPR and giving him chest compressions.
Jesus Christ.
And my tenant was there and said, I don't know what the fuck's going on, but I think she hurt the kid. And that's what they were suing for. And it was the damage she caused the kid.
Wow.
And had nothing to do with the fall, they determined, and that was that. And this is the third time Liberty Mutual and their stable of attorneys have saved us a bundle of money. When we owned the diner, we were sued in a slip and fall incident. And that person ended up going to jail that sued us for defrauding the state of Maine, because that person was using two different names. It was discovered through the attorney and their research that she was using two different names in two different cities, getting second housing, renting houses out to somebody else in the city where she was using a fake name, also getting SNAP benefits and heating and all kinds of other benefits using another name.
Oh shit.
And she ended up doing not big jail time, like, I don't know what it was, like 8 days and lots of fines and also lost the right to get any benefits from the state ever again.
I may have to look into them because I don't have full confidence in the insurance company that I use.
You don't?
With Bob's Insurance, there's a problem.
I have Allstate, and this is the company that in my old place, because it was a townhouse, gave me a condo policy without actually checking to see if that was the right policy, just because it was a townhouse. And it wasn't until I needed a new roof that they were like, no, your HOA takes care of that. And I was like, I don't, nor will I ever live in an HOA. And they said, but you have a condo policy. And I was like, right, that's what you gave me for the townhouse. And she's like, the condo policy is only good for the walls in. And I was like, well, then that would be the incorrect policy because I don't have an HOA that would be responsible for my roof. So they ended up redoing my policy. And I probably should have left them then, but I didn't.
We got a guy, Chris, we have a guy she can call for insurance, don't we? Can't she call Big Lou?
Big Lou? Well, he's like you.
Big Lou, he's like you. But he doesn't live in an HOA either.
But listen, so they have my homeowners and they have my car and one other policy, right?
Yeah.
So when I sell the old house, I call them and say, I'm selling my house. Here's the new house. Make up a policy for me. Make sure it's the right kind of policy. Check all your facts. They say, okay, call us on the closing day of the house you're selling and we'll cancel that policy that day and, start the other policy on the date that you close on the new house. Okay, fine. So I do that. They cancel the homeowner's policy on the old house. They start the policy on the new house. So when I called them about my windshield a couple of months ago, the Safe Light lady calls, and then she's got a conference call with like somebody from the corporate Allstate windshield policy guy. And he says, confirm your address. And I give him my address, and he says, is there maybe a different address?
Oh,
so they had never changed. And then that's how I found out that they had never changed my address on the other two policies, even though they know that I don't live in the other house anymore because they are the ones who closed that policy and started that. They knew I didn't live in that house anymore. So I finally go through all of the steps. I try to change it online and get an error message saying you can't do this online. You have to call someone. And then I call someone and they're like, I don't know. It looks like it's changed to me. And then after they finally get it all figured out, a month later, I get a letter from Allstate that says, the United States Postal Service has informed us that your address has changed and it doesn't match what we have on our record. So please call us and get this fixed.
Fucking dummies.
Right. I'm sorry. What?
Yeah.
So I call them and I'm like this close to, I said to the chick who answered, I was like, listen, I know this is not your fault. I am so frustrated right now.
No. It is her fault or somebody like her's fault.
Probably.
Somebody who's sitting in their fucking house, the kitchen, they mute their fucking Beverly Hillbillies, yell at Jimmy, shut the fuck up. Hello, thank you for calling Allstate.
I'm trying so hard not to be pissed off at this one individual person because unfortunately they're the one who answered the phone.
Yes, of course.
When and she was like, no, it looks like everything's right. Apparently that letter, like the change in the system and the letter going out crossed in the mail when they could have just fucking done it right when I changed the homeowner's policy.
Or when you got the text message, you should have given your credit card number and you would have got that letter on time.
Oh, that's what it was.
That's what it is.
Okay.
No, all of this, all of this shit where you really want personal service, you really want to fucking, we don't have, so we used to have a Liberty Mutual here in the city next to you. You could drive and go to the office and go inside and talk to your people. And it was, I don't know, a 25-minute ride to get there. They've long since closed that. There's no fucking office anywhere. Now I call somebody, it's always, hey, y'all, how you doing? What can I do for you?
Now, my insurance agent is local. So
yeah, well, mine is probably local to Tennessee as well, the way I'm hearing them talk to me. They've all moved down there.
Yeah.
It's fucking, you want personal. I don't even have an agent anymore. It's like having a fucking HMO. You go in and every time I go into the doctor, it's some different. I'm not really a doctor, but I'm going to stick my finger up your ass anyways. It's that person. I don't know what they're called.
Are you asking for ID before you let that happen?
No.
Or?
Yeah, but you don't. When you go to the doctor, don't you want a doctor?
I have a doctor. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I have a doctor gets paid for my visits, but I have yet to see the doctor.
Oh, no,
I
see my doctor
years.
when I go to the doctor.
Yeah.
When I go to the dermatologist, I have to go to the dermatologist every year because I've had skin cancer twice. And when I go to the dermatologist, I see the, what's it called?
Secretary? Oh, they don't use that word anymore.
The LPN, maybe? I don't know.
She's
not, or physician's assistant, I think. So I only actually ever see the doctor when I need to have surgery.
Yeah.
But when I go to my regular doctor every year, I see her. I see the doctor.
Yeah, the doctor comes in and looks, and the PA comes in and does all the work. I get the person who is not even like maybe a CNA does hey, put the cuff on you. Let's take this. But
that being the case, how long does it take you to get in to see your doctor? Because the doctor that I see, the practice that she was with got bought by another company. And ever since that, when I try to call to see my doctor, they're like, yeah, we're booking 3 months out.
Yeah, no, here in the same week.
Yeah.
in the same way, because the doctor it's a small group that has like 4 different locations in 4 different communities. So it's sort of a community a health center of sorts, but you still have to be a member, and you still have a doctor there, and they've got a couple of people, and people from the town actually work there, and you can go in and do that shit. The one part of medical stuff I like is you don't have to go in when you need to get your prescription renewed. That's like new in the last 5 years, right? You just call the doctor and say, "Hey, I'm running out of this," and they go, "Oh, we'll put in a new prescription." Or the pharmacy
depends on what it is. It depends on what it is, because I have a prescription for a sleeping pill that's a controlled substance, and so
me too.
I actually have to make an appointment and go in and see the doctor to get that refilled.
So I have one too. And it's one of the ones for the pain, the pain thing, and it's more of a antipsychotic, I think, that one. But I went to get it yesterday, so now they put me on a 60-day instead of a 30-day. They were giving me my 2. They said, "Oh, you have to hold on a second. The other one's in the safe."
Wow.
And they keep the certain medicines in a safe. And I guess
makes sense. So people can't break in and steal all their oxy.
Well, have you? I assume you go to the Walmart on occasion. Have you ever seen the Walmart pharmacy?
Yeah.
The fucking lockdown shit they have there. The thing that looks like you're in the mall at fucking Tiffany's. It's all of it. I went and got my flu shot. I got a flu shot, the RSV shot, and what's the other one? The one that you don't get lockjaw, whatever that one fucking is called. One if you step on a rusty nail.
Tetanus?
Tetanus. It's three shots in one. I went and got that one, and I'm going to get the COVID. Are you guys going to get the COVID when it comes out?
I was just thinking that the other day. I don't know what you're supposed to do anymore. Like, a couple of years ago, or as soon as it started becoming available, like you knew if you're in this age group or in this risk group, you go get the shot, and then you go get the second shot, and then these people should get the booster, and then nothing. Like, I don't even know. Am I just good forever? Do I need to get another COVID booster?
I think you need to get the booster, Chris. You getting a shot? I thought Chris was awfully quiet. I think he fell asleep. He's still there. Christopher. Are you making your dad's cake?
Jesus Christ, I've been muted. I've said so many funny things. Isn't that a bitch? And I was going to say, and I went into my voice. I thought, I'm not going to put my mask on and follow in line. I'm not going to be a sheep like that.
Are you getting a shot, Chris? Are you going to get the I think it just got approved.
No, I think the next shot I'm going to have is going to be of tequila. I don't think I'm going to be getting the COVID shot again. I mean, I've had 3 of them, and I've had COVID 4 times. So I'm going to go with no.
I've had 3 of them, and I've had COVID once.
Yeah.
I'm not saying really you're not going to get the shot, but really you got fucking COVID 4 times?
4 times. 4 times. One before they knew what it was. Second after they knew what it was. And then I had 3 and 4 battle. Remember about 3 months ago? 3 months ago?
Yeah. Well, you're attributing it to COVID. Yeah, but is that because of your the diabetes or
no? I don't think so. I mean, the diabetes. I mean, shit. I mean, it's managed. So I don't think it's that.
That might make your.
What do you mean managed? He said it was managed.
My diabetes is managed.
That's all you can do with diabetes is manage it.
Yeah. But this is the same guy who had the story of laying on the floor to cool off. I don't know.
That was 6 months ago.
But I feel like maybe just the fact of having the diabetes makes you more, I don't know, likely to get. I'm not a doctor. I should just clarify that. But
but you play one on television.
It seems like that would be a risk factor. Like diabetes can fuck with your immune system, I think.
Well, it can. And listen, after the last round, it's like I have no immune system whatsoever. I keep getting head colds over and over and over and over and not being able to talk and all that sort of shit.
You travel so much. I'm surprised you don't get sick more often.
Well, when I went to Canada, I was fucking almost dead up in Canada a couple of weeks ago. It was terrible. It was awful. So, yeah.
Well,
You got to stop traveling, dude.
I had the COVID once, and I waited until, everybody else had already had it. I got it in August of last year after it was over and everything. The world was open back up.
The COVID?
The COVID.
You sound like my mother talking about TV. Christopher, what's on the cable tonight?
What's on the cable tonight?
It's like there's this fucking 10-inch fucking big black snake that you plug into the back of the TV. What's on the cable, Christopher?
What's on the cable?
Mom, it appears to be a lot of dust. That's what's on the cable. Okay.
Oh, see, now here's what I hope. I hope that when I am at the advanced age that Chris's parents are, that I have one of my children will treat me as well as it sounds that Chris treats his parents.
Oh, listen, they've got their iPhones. They got them moved over to their numbers finally yesterday. And my dad says, well, what do I do if I need to make a call? Well, you push the one that says phone down there. And then you push the numbers. So he calls me. I said, and if you want to get it on the speakerphone, you just push the speaker. It's okay. And all of a sudden, the feedback, the old man feedback, you're hearing, hello, 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 until he just throws the phone. I don't know what the fuck it's doing. All right.
I've told you what one of my fears is of aging. One of my fears is that I will not have access to ice because I like ice in all my drinks. And I have a fear that, and it's a legit, it really is a fear. This is not a joke. I have a fear that I will not have access to ice, and I chew ice a lot. I don't know if you guys are ice chewers.
Well, I do the same thing, but what the fuck are they going to take away frozen water from Maine?
I'm not sure what's going to, but I could see my son punishing me and saying, no ice for you. Remember when you wouldn't get me that new bike? Hey, look at the ice, and clinking a cup and then just drinking it down and showing me an empty cup, or letting it sit on a shelf just out of my reach so I could watch it melt.
Hey,
sometimes this is why parents have to be nice to their kids, because there's a balance in life.
Sometimes the extreme factors take over. And you have to look. I told mom and dad, I said, listen, y'all are in your 80s. You're fine. You got this nice big house. We'll take care of the hoarding stuff one day. Don't worry about that. It's not a big deal. But listen, if you don't shower at least every other day, you go to the home. Okay? It's that simple. How do you keep yourself out of the home? You shower at least every other day. Okay?
How's that working out?
They're not in the home yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a fan of the showering at least daily.
Oh, absolutely.
I am. And most, as I get older, I also notice I smell more often. Because
you get a little taint smell?
I say I sweat more than I used to.
And
so
you're getting it from your taint.
Well, no, I don't know that I smell like ass.
I think you sweat more than you used to.
No, I use the big vibrating shower head to clean my ass, so I'm not really.
As do I. You get it as hot as you can. You point it up your asshole. But I've started sweating more since I've gone through, I guess, alleged menopause, and it's just, it's something. I sweat. I have hot flashes, and I have really weird dreams.
Well, you just described my life.
So I'm past the weird dreams. I'm past the weird dreams. But I had the same thing as you did, but I'm of course an advanced age. Jess, are you having the hot flashes now?
Jesus, yes. I've been having them for years.
Wow.
I'm not even, this is weird. Oh, who's afraid of too much information? Y'all are talking about pointing water up your assholes. Perimenopause can last for 10 years. I'm not in menopause yet, but I've been in perimenopause for at least 6 years. Maybe more. And that means that randomly, all of a sudden, I am instantly on fire from the inside. Sweat on every inch of my body. I go from nothing to on fire. And it can last from anywhere from 30 seconds to 5 minutes of me just going, holy shit. This sucks. Like, is this it? Am I going to die? Am I just going to incinerate right now? Because I'm so fucking hot. And then it goes away, and then I'm freezing because I'm drenched.
Yeah, Jody had a hot flash. Now, Jody's 61. Jody's a year older than I am. And she went through that same thing you went through, but that was 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. But she had a hot flash a couple weeks ago. She said, holy fuck, what is this? Mm-hmm. I'm having a hot flash. She hadn't had a hot flash in 10 years or something. And she suddenly had a hot flash. The hot flash, by the way, the same thing I used to have. And it reminds me very much of it. I once had a couple of times I had this when they inject the dye into your veins when they're putting the camera in you.
Yep.
And fucking from your toes. And when it hits the crack of your ass, your ass gets on fire.
The one time that I had to do that, I had to have a scan done of my brain because of some headaches I was having. And the lady said, you're going to feel like you peed yourself. Don't worry, you haven't. And I was like, oh, haha. Thank God she said that because it felt like I peed myself.
Yeah, I felt like my ass was on actual fire. It felt like my ass was like really like there was fire coming out my ass. Mm-hmm. It felt like that when they inject. Chris, have you had that injection?
Yes. And boy, it you feel like different parts of you are just randomly going to explode.
Yes.
With such fucking vigor that it could take out a small town in Chechnya.
Yeah. Okay. Now imagine that happening just randomly, whenever, without an injection.
Yeah, no. Mm-mm.
It's a really good time.
No, because it's the first time. Now, the first time that happened to me, I had a heart catheterization when I was 12, when I had heart surgery. And that's the first time I experienced it. If they didn't tell me that I was going to experience certain things, I would have been scared to death.
Yeah.
And it did. It hurt like I don't know that it hurt. So it just really felt like I felt like I was, the Human Torch for a second. Mm-hmm. I would not want to have women or woman physiology.
Mm-mm, no.
There's some shit that women go through.
I read a thing not too long ago that said that the reason that women don't often realize they've had heart attacks, in part because our symptoms are different, but in part is because we don't think it hurts that much. Because heart attack pain has been linked to the equivalent of menstrual cramps. And so when we get the kind of pain that should be signaling that something's wrong, we're like, well, I mean, it can't be anything serious. It's not that bad.
Yeah, no, I can see that. There is no doubt that my wife has a higher pain tolerance than I have. I've witnessed that for sure. That there are certain things that I will go, fuck. And I'll say that same time to my wife, and she's like, did you see that? I think I got a bruise.
Part of it's got to be because there's no part of your body that needs to expand enough to allow a human being to crawl out of it.
Well, maybe. I mean, it's kind of weird though, right? So that's arguably one of the most sensitive parts of a woman's body. Mm-hmm. But except for during childbirth, it seems like, hey, she's gotten through that. I would fucking kill somebody if I was passing something. Listen, I passed a kidney stone once, and you can't even see those fuckers. Uh-huh. My dick was coming off. I
shot one of those out, and I was singing like Muddy Waters. Okay. I mean, that was awful.
It feels like someone's pulling a fucking elephant tusk through your fucking urethra. God. It hurts.
And the women's heart attack thing, relating it to menstrual cramps. It's like, honey, are you having a heart attack? No, but you're earning your Red Wings tonight. Okay. Good God. And guys, listen, I love you both, but I made the mistake of eating fried food. I really need to go crap right now. So,
well, you know what? Leave the phone outside of the bathroom. Do not bring it in with you.
Yeah, I'm not going to take it in. So maybe I'll call you back when I'm done here. But this is you know how they call it diarrhea? This is the dire part.
Oh, okay. I
mean,
we're probably at a point where we could wrap up.
So do either one of you know a diarrhea song?
Diarrhea.
Cha-cha-cha. Diarrhea. Cha-cha-cha.
When you're walking down the street and you feel something neat, diarrhea.
Ours was, some people think it's funny, but it's really hot and runny. Diarrhea.
Yeah. When you're walking down the road, but you really need a commode, diarrhea.
I don't know why we don't have more listeners.
Yeah, I know. We talk about poop. We talk about menstrual cramps, kidney stones.
Who wouldn't listen to this fucking show?
We talk, you know why? We got to get that comedian on the podcast one. We need to get him on the show.
Theo Vaughn.
Apparently he's popular. What's his name?
Theo Vaughn.
This is probably the most fucking notice he's gotten in his entire career. Has he been on like Caroline's or something?
I could picture him. I knew who he was when I saw his name.
Man, I haven't. I think almost every comedian on the face of the planet has a Netflix special. I haven't seen his yet.
Well, you're going to be Googling the fuck out of that.
I think he actually does. You're going to have to go look him up.
You don't need to Google that. I'll give you the final two from my part of the show. Donna Pescow.
Not Wings.
Nope.
I know who she is though.
She was in Saturday Night Fever and then went to star in Angie.
Angie, that's it.
Oh,
Angie.
Wow.
Yes. And she was actually at the Mid-Atlantic Nostalgia Convention over in Baltimore. I was going to go over and be like, but I never made it.
She was kind of a different kind of hot, right?
She was like the short red hair hot.
Yeah, there was she had a weird kind of hotness about her.
Yeah. Yeah, she was good looking.
Yes, absolutely.
And the final for you is, so a guy's having a fight with his wife and he brings a pig little baby piglet into his bedroom under his arm. And he looks over at the woman and he says, I just wanted you to see the pig that I've been fucking. And he says, well, that's not a pig. That looks more like a goat. I wasn't talking to you. So, there you go.
Wow.
Do you get the feeling, Chris, are those really your dad's jokes?
Yes, actually. This is all straight John Roth shit.
Fantastic.
Actually, I told you about the itchy pussy, didn't I?
No.
Okay. So this is a 1965 joke, he told me. Okay. He said, so this guy is
a vintage.
He's bagging at the grocery store and this woman comes in dressed all seductively and is getting everything bagged out there. And he's about to walk forward with her bags to help her to the car. And the woman grabs his ass and says, hey, I've got an itchy pussy. And the kid's like, well, you're going to have to point it out because all those Jap cars look alike. See, that's a 1965 joke right there. You couldn't say that joke today.
No, but here's something.
You just
what the hell passed for seductive dressing in 1965?
I assume it's a short skirt like Twiggy or something. That's what I'm assuming. Or no. Here you go. 3 words for you. Okay. And Wally, if you don't get this, then fuck you. Dean Warmer's wife.
I don't get it. Dean Warmer.
It was Animal House, right?
Uh-huh.
Oh, Dean Warmer.
Dean Warmer's wife.
Well, you have to have a 3-color sort of paisley dress on that's made of whatever it was, polyester.
Uh-huh.
And that's okay. So now I get it. All right.
See?
Go take a shit.
That's what it looks like. And now I'm going to be thinking about, Otter or whatever, masturbating a cucumber in front of Warmer's wife. So, all right. You all have a good time. I'll talk to you later.
All right. Bye, guys.